I'm up early this morning, gonna fix us a real hearty breakfast. First I'm gonna get my Postum going. Some boiling water here. It's going to cook us a big hearty breakfast for everybody. Austin and Corey and Woodrow are going to come too. Some of us have been feeling a little bit puny. I've not been, but the boys and have been, and different ones of us at different times. But I thought something really good and hearty would be good for us. I'll let my Postum soak there for a moment. I think I'm going to make some bacon. I'm going to make us all a big pile of bacon. Of course, I'm going to make some eggs and some biscuits. And then I think I'm going to make cornmeal gravy. And with the bacon drippings is what I'm going to do. And yesterday we were at Spud's Shack in Murphy. If you ever are near there, you could stop in and say hello. They've got all kinds of produce and all kinds of other things. I could link to that video and show you if you want to see a closer up view of it. And we got these wonderful yellow tomatoes. I've already eaten part of one yesterday. Me and Matt, and actually Corey ate part of it too. Just a little pieces, all Corey had. But I'm going to cut it up. I think tomatoes go so well with breakfast, and I just can't wait for the day that we have ours. You know, we can go out to the yard and get one of our Cherokee Reds, as Granny calls it. They are still in the greenhouse, but I guess they're getting, I don't know, they're varying sizes, but the biggest ones are about that big, but still we're not ready to plant them, but it's almost planting time, just be about a week. Anyway, I think that's what I'm going to make for breakfast. Also, we have, not that you need anything else with that, but we have some donuts left from where we got them at Spud's Shack too, apple cider donuts. They were really good. So we've got those, and I think I heard Katie say that she might make some of her. She's been making some pancakes out of some of the alternative flours that they've been using and grinding their own berries, wheat berries and other berries, whatever kind of berries they are, in the grain mill, Wonder Mill. So I think I heard her tell Corey that she'd make them some pancakes. So it looks like it's going to be a big hearty breakfast, and maybe it'll help everybody to feel better and give them the strength they need, and just be really good for them. I'm going to fix up my Postum. I like to put half and half in it. That's all I put. If you don't know what Postum is, it is a coffee substitute. It became popular back in the World War II days when coffee was rationed. And it comes in different flavors. There's an original, that's the one I like. There's one that tastes very similar to coffee, no caffeine though. It's made from roasted wheat. And there's even a cocoa blend. Now I like it a lot. It tastes more like a hot chocolate. And I started drinking Postum. It's been many years now that I've been drinking it, but I had to give up coffee. I couldn't drink it anymore. I had some health problems and just couldn't do coffee anymore. And Miss Cindy is the one that thought of Postum. I tried a few like coffee, substitutes. A lot of you have shared them with me. Roma is one of them, and different ones. But she got me the Postum because she said she remembered her grandparents drinking it, and she said it's worth a try. And she felt really sorry for me having to give up coffee, and it was hard. It was hard in the beginning. And of course, I don't miss it today. But she got me the Postum, and that was the one that I liked, and that's the one I've been drinking ever since. I even have a video about a Postum cake. I will link to that one. So let me get I don't know if I'll get my biscuits going first or my bacon, but let me get started. I've also got some fruit too, so I could get that out. This is going to be a really, really nice breakfast. Postum's so good. Just like if you drink coffee, your morning coffee is so good. It's just such a reviving thing. Although this is just roasted wheat. There's no caffeine in it, but it still picks me up and gets my day started. I think I've got enough, when I was looking in the refrigerator for the bacon, I think I've got enough fruit that I can make like a little fruit tray. Another favorite place that we love to go is Peachtree Produce. It's closer to our house. And we got some wonderful strawberries from them. This is the time of the year for strawberries in our area. And they're really good. So I've got the strawberries, I've got some grapes, and I've got some cantaloupes. So I like to do my bacon in the oven just because it's easier, and then I can just get the drippings out of the pan here for my cornmeal gravy. Most of the time during the week, we just fend for ourselves. Of course, as far as breakfast goes, when Matt was working, he would not eat breakfast lots of times till he got to work. And I would do the same thing too. For many years, I've shared this over and over, so you've already heard it, but an apple and some cottage cheese. And then later years, I got to where I was just here at home, just doing the apple and a cup of broth, chicken broth. And then now for several months, I've been just eating oatmeal, and I'm still in love with the oatmeal. So I said when I started that, I'd probably do that for a while, and then I'll move on to something else. Oatmeal really sticks with me, though, and helps me not get mid-morning starving to death before dinner. I'm just going to cook all this bacon. It'll be eat, but if it's not, someone can eat it later in the day on a sandwich or something like that. If you are going to, it's not really a crowd, it's just Austin and Corey coming, and of course Woodrow can't eat much. But breakfast is one of the things I think is easier to cook if you're cooking for more than just your family, which they are just family. They eat with us all the time. I love to feed people. When Corey was little, she said, told me one time, said, "Mama, when I grow up, I want to be a cooker." That's what she called it. And I said, "Why?" or whatever. And she said, "Because cookers make people happy." I thought, you're really smart, little girl. You done figured it out. And it's way, people talk about their love languages. I guess that's one of my love languages, is to cook for my family. I guess I'll start on the biscuits, but I won't want them to be done, put them in until the bacon is done. So I've got a few minutes. Go ahead and start mixing a little bit of the fruit. I'll have to wash some of the strawberries first, though. In my old Fiesta-ware platter was my Uncle Woodrow and Aunt Faye's. It's got a chip in it, but I still love it and use it all the time. Got a seed in that one. This is not a very good cantaloupe, but I bought it to take to, I bought two to take to, what, I left seeds all in this one. Actually, I think Katie cut this one up. I can blame that on Katie. I bought it to take to my nephew Ben's for Easter. We ate at his house, and I left the one. Bought two of them, one for us and one to take down there, and I left that one. It wasn't very good, and this one's not either, but maybe Matt said it's too early in the year. So, well, maybe, but I think we already had one that was really, really good, so. Get some of the grapes out here. I love grapes, but I don't like them if they're gushy. I want them to be firm and sweet. These feel pretty firm, though. And I think that's good, and then I'll leave a place for the strawberries. I'm going to put the rest of those in a smaller bowl. I like doing it in the oven. Someone asked me, does it splatter in there? I'm sure it does. Of course, I'm not watching it, but I'm sure that it does. I guess I'd rather it splatter in there than on top of the stove, but mostly I like it just because I can put it in there and then do other stuff and not have to worry about it. I don't know. I just think it's easier, but to each his own. I'm going to turn these over, and you can see all those bits, just like in your pan, gather together, and so I'll scrape those out to make my gravy. I got the fruit tray. I had more strawberries, so I had to go back and add some others just to make it even. I didn't have to, but I decided to, and I think my bacon's about done. I got all the bacon out. Now I'm ready to start on the biscuits. I do self-rising flour, which is White Lily. I have lots of videos about biscuits you can look at. Even one how to use this dough 3 different ways, which is really good. I can link to that one. But I've got White Lily self-rising flour, and then I've got heavy whipping cream, and that's it. When I was young and first married, I could never get my biscuits to be like Granny's. Now hers are an art form. She does it in the bowl with her hands and gets the lard mixed in, and sometimes mine were good and sometimes they weren't. So one day she said, you should make them like your Mama Marie did. And I said, well, how did Mama Marie make them? I was in 5th grade, Granny, when she died. I don't remember that. But she said she just used heavy cream and self-rising flour. So I tried that, and all these years later, that's how I'm still making it. Now, if you have fresh cream, I don't have any fresh cream, but if you did, I have had over the years. I had a friend one time who bought milk for her family, but they didn't use the cream, so she would bring me the cream. That just takes it up a notch, but I don't have fresh cream, so I just buy heavy whipping cream. This biscuit recipe is also in mine and Jim's cookbook, which is really easy. You don't need a recipe. And it's almost foolproof. I've taught it in cooking classes where people were really inexperienced and they really worked the dough a lot, and it still turned out good. A lot of times in my videos I'll have somebody comment and say, those biscuits ain't going to be no good because you've worked the dough too much, but I've just found that not to be true with these. And besides that, people should cook to please themselves, and these sure please us, but they are light and fluffy and good and easy, so easy. And then I love that over the years I've figured out how to make other things with the simple dough. So I don't know why, it's just a habit, I like my dough a little wet, so then I need to add a little bit more flour and knead it in to get it to be to where you can cut them out. I'll use that flour if I've got extra in my gravy. And you can make the great old big biscuits like cat heads that you hear people talk about, but I like more of a small, crunchy biscuit. That's what Granny made when I was growing up, I guess. That's usually how it is. You get used to what your mother, your grandmother, your father, whoever cooked. I'm out here on my favorite wonky pan. Sometimes I use my cast iron spider pan, but I won't today since I'm making more. We had a lot of rain during the night. I opened the window a little bit. I knew it was raining when we went to bed, so we could hear it, and I heard it all during the night. It'll be really good on our gardens, I'm glad. This is the most rainy weather we've had, and I don't know when. And for the little one, it's going to be fairly large this time. I just always call this the baby biscuit, but some people call it the flum lolly. Have you ever heard that? Interesting. Some people roll it out into and maybe I'll do that someday when the boys are bigger, into a rope and cook it like that, and they call it the snake. And then it's crunchy on all the sides. That would be good. That's almost as big as a biscuit, though. Okay, let me pop these in the oven. I think we're ready to make our gravy. Okay, now you can see I've already poured off some of the bacon grease just because it was too much. But you can see there's quite a bit left in all those little brown places. I'm going to try to get all them in my pan. Let's see what I think about. I think I've got a little bit still too much grease. Now, if you've never made gravy before, there's all kinds of like ratios you can use. It seems like one of them is 2 tablespoons. I don't know. Better not say what it is, but you can just Google it and you can find them. But I've made it so long I just go by sight, so I think that's a little bit much. Let's see if I can pour some out without getting my brown bits. A little better. So I said I was going to use that flour in here, but I forgot. I'm going to make cornmeal gravy, so I'm not going to use that flour. So I've got it on medium heat. You can see it's the smoke coming up there. So cornmeal gravy is just gravy made with cornmeal instead of flour. I use a self-rising cornmeal, so that's what mine is. So I'm putting my cornmeal in. Now when I was growing up, Granny would make cornmeal. Let's see if I think that's enough. I'll add some more. Would make cornmeal gravy, and I didn't like it. I just did not like it. I didn't like it at all. I wanted flour gravy. But as I got older, somehow, you know, the taste changed. I decided I liked it. And it is interesting, like I was saying before, what you grow up on is a lot of times, I think that'll be just fine, is what you end up liking later in life, you know. Even if you're like me and was a picky little kid, I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add a lot of pepper for Matt and Austin. But anyway, it's what you end up liking or wanting. And I've had people's funny over the years of doing YouTube on my videos, have like, you know, be outraged that I made gravy out of bacon, or outraged that I made it out of sausage. I'm like, well, that's just two of the things I was raised on. If we had bacon, we had bacon gravy. If we had sausage, we had sausage gravy. You know, Matt loves, we have country ham, so we make him red-eye gravy. So all different kinds of gravy. Chicken gravy, pork chop gravy. You know, we'll let that cook a minute, and then I'm going to go get some milk. Goodness, I hope I didn't let it burn. I had to go downstairs to get milk. Whew. I just have to go with it and see what happens. Should have been better prepared, huh? Maybe it's okay. Hope so. Add a little bit more milk. Should have come back and turned it off or moved it, but I didn't. I think it's okay. Of course, the only way to know is to taste it. Oh yeah, it's fine. Whew, thank goodness. Crisis averted. Okay, just got a little bit longer on my biscuits, but I got to fry eggs. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I've still got it on medium, and just let it bubble away. And if it gets, I like my gravy, like my broths on my soups and everything else, I like them thin. Like that's not too thin for me, but it will thicken up more. But if it gets too thick, I'll add some more milk. Try to save the rest of my little flour there. Some of it's got the cream in it. I won't put that back in there, but that at the side, save that. I got the biscuits out. The gravy's done. The bacon's done. I got to slice the tomato and make the eggs. So I'm going to put my biscuits out on a rack though, just to keep them crispy so they don't get soggy sitting on this hot pan. Oh, hot, hot, hot. Katie's come to make the pancakes. You gonna make your batter?
Yeah, tell you what, last time I made the batter, it said to do lemon juice and milk. I could have just used buttermilk, but I don't have no buttermilk. And let it set for 5 minutes. I guess I should follow the recipe and do that. Or not worry about it.
Cause there's buttermilk in there.
Is there?
Yeah, it's all in the back. I'll get it for you.
Well, I don't know if I still want to use my raw milk.
Oh, well, do whatever you want to do. But yeah, I would let it sit like it says. Here you go.
So basically follow the recipe.
There you go. Alright, let's see. I want to put the tomatoes out in something. This is one of my Granny Gazzies. She used to feed, oh my goodness, talking about feeding a big family. She would feed so many people at one time at her Sunday dinner. We'd just have to take turns and people would just come and go at her table. So this is one of her plates.
Watch me try to put that in your coffee cup.
Yeah, don't put it in my. I'm about drunk it all, but got one more swallow.
You ever just do stupid stuff and you're like, dude, what am I doing?
I do it all the time. All the time.
There's that. And I shouldn't have put this in this bowl, but oh well. I'm having a hard time just doing dumb stuff this morning.
Pretty yellow tomato. And it had good flavor too.
Katie's not
So
done.
I'm gonna wait on, I think Corey and Austin's on their way up, so I'm gonna wait on them to do the eggs, and I'm gonna clean up my mess while I'm waiting.
I already milled this flour yesterday that I wanted to use, so you just gotta put a little baking powder, a little cinnamon, a little salt. It actually calls for a tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a 1/4 to a 1/2 of a teaspoon of salt, depending on what you like. And that's pretty easy. You just do all that and put in the eggs and combine this stuff, and then you're pretty much done.
I think we've got this epic breakfast already. Katie's on her last pancake, so I'm gonna start calling people to come eat. Katie's pancakes turned out great, and she put little strawberries in the tops of them.
They're not pretty.
Oh, I think they're
ugly,
pretty.
but it don't matter.
I think they're pretty. Her and Corey are gonna really enjoy them, and somebody else can enjoy them too. I'm really looking forward to the cornmeal gravy and the eggs and the bacon, and the biscuits and the fruit. It's all gonna be good. I made you 2 eggs. Didn't give you nothing to get them with though, did I? Do like Corey and just pick it up with your fingers. Looks like a feast.
Absolutely. Looks like nap time when I get done with that.
Got some bacon. Well, I guess I'll take that little piece. I don't know if I'm gonna have a biscuit or not, since I'm gonna have pancakes.
Good bacon.
Put a strawberry or 2, some of these.
Good job.
Woody. I want half a biscuit. Corey will probably take the other half later. Before anybody says, what the heck are you
He
doing?
just hit the eject button.
Put a little gravy on there.
Okay, everybody's got their plate. I'm gonna swap. We broke too many of my plates, so we don't have enough to go around. So I'm gonna swap out the pancakes for that. Of course, I gotta try the cornmeal gravy, biscuits. Some of the tomatoes goes so good with eggs. I don't know why. It just does, and bacon. bacon. Some fruit.
Just try to do and make your face.
Cantaloupe goes good with breakfast stuff too, I think. So, looks like a feast. Let me try the cornmeal gravy, is what I've been wanting.
Like when he makes his little head back. I just want to try pancakes.
The ultimate bite though would be a piece of egg, a piece of tomato, and a piece of gravy. So good. One of Matt's friends used to make his plate like this, then he'd mix it all up together. Who was that, Matt? Was that Eric? Matt don't remember who it was, but they just mix it all, everything together. Their eggs and their gravy and their biscuits and everything, then they'd eat it. I'm sure it'd be good like that. I just took a bite like that, but I'm not gonna mix mine together. I hope you enjoyed coming along this morning with my family breakfast that Katie and I made. I know everybody's enjoying it. They're over at the table and I'm gonna go join them. We're always glad when you stop by to help us celebrate Appalachia.
Thanks for breakfast. Thanks, Mama.
Mm-hmm.